Okay, let's see if this actually works. And then, there we go. Ooh, that's kind of loud. Okay. I want to just mute myself quickly and just verify that this is actually working. If my YouTube channel will load. Can you guys hear me okay? This is actually working. Yes, it is. Okay, beautiful. I would call that, actually, what can I do here? 720/60. Okay. Yeah, it looks fine. As far as I can tell, what am I doing? 1.6 kilobits? It's not bad. I'm not gonna complain about it. Yeah, I'm not too bad about that. Okay. Okay, so there's a couple things on the agenda tonight. First one, I actually want to quickly take a look at... Oh, this music is actually really good. So of course, anyone that hasn't played Age of Empires before, this video is not really for you, but I mean, you can watch it if you want. I'm not gonna stop you. I'm just taking a look here. So in the game here, so the way that it more or less works is each home city now gives you 3 decks, and it loads in everything. So everything is preloaded. I think my least favorite thing about this is that we don't have like the trees anymore. So while everyone's just kind of given everything, I'm definitely gonna miss like the organization of the way it was kind of laid out. Just because like you've got 3 fishing cards, a boat card, 2 wood cards, your coin cards here, your food cards after that, villager cards. But then there's like more coin cards and stuff, so it's not like intuitively organized. It's sort of left to right, and I say sort of because not really. Like, oh, actually, I'm not gonna say really at all. It's not terrible. It's not organized in a terrible way, but I'm definitely a fan of the way that it was organized in the first game. And by the first game, I mean the actual Age of Empires 3. So I was just taking a look at a couple things here. This here is what are these guys? Sorry, the Swedish. So they've got a couple neat little things that they can do. There's these things called the prospector wagons, and what they do is they create a mine, which is quite interesting because of the fact that it's like in the first game you could have like a mango grove, which would be wood, or like the Japanese had the cherry groves, and these guys have coin groves. Basically, is what they're equivalent to. Is they're basically like a coin grove that you can get. Of course, you got all your food, wood, and gold resources: sheep, cows, covered wagons, surgeons. This here is basically your explorer card, so 50% attack and hit points plus the dog. Balloons, and then elk, and then these ones here I actually haven't played with yet. Ships 2 fish crates. So it delivers 2 fish crates. It says more over time. Like it says, what does it say here? Which provide more food over time. I'm not entirely sure what that means just yet. I kind of want to send it and see what it means, because I'm not entirely sure. The mines are cool, but I've got some here, so I don't really need those at the moment. With regards to the military for the Swedish, they've got some new units, the Karolines. I'm probably pronouncing that wrong. They're a replacement for musketeers, so they don't have like a skirmisher unit, and they don't have like you can get crossbowmen, but they don't really have a musketeer. Like they've got, or these are the musketeers. Sorry, they don't really have like a skirmisher. Like you can send these here, but you don't actually get any in game. They do have age 2 cannon though, right here. These ones. So nope, that's not right. These ones, leather cannons, light affordable artillery, and they're an age 2 card, which is quite interesting. I think like age 2 artillery. I think it's quite interesting because it sort of, in a way, pairs like the Ottoman Abyss guns in a way, except they're actual cannons, so they've got splash damage, and they've got more siege damage than Abyss. Like Abyss has terrible siege damage. So that's kind of interesting. They do with hussars, but not dragoons, if I recall correctly. These are just like extra cards, I guess. But then they get these guys, Hackapolites. I always called them Hackapels in the first game. Very good cavalry, very powerful. But they've also got this card here, so not that one. They have a cavalry card. Here we go. All hussars transform into the Hackapolites, and now you can train Hackapolites in H2, which is really interesting because it allows for very powerful cavalry early on. Hackapolites are, yeah, they're they're more or less equivalent to dragoons, but if I recall correctly, I'm fairly certain they're better than dragoons, but I'm going to double check here. Light gun carriages, so this is for leather gun in decreased build time. Upgraded to infantry guns. Infantry guns are, I'm assuming, is the tier 2 edition of the leather gun, but I'm going to have to double check that as well. 1 falconet, 1 culverin, 2 falconets, 2 culverins. These are pretty sweet little artillery packages. Advanced artillery card is nothing new. Mortars and horse artillery moved to fortress age. I would say that's nothing new, but that's different than how some of the other civs got it in the first game. A lot of people are really liking this card here. Grenade launchers, so enables grenadiers to be trained and equip them with hand mortars. Basically, from what I can tell, the damage is not any different from their usual. However, they're basically a much faster shooting and better ranged grenadier upgrade, which is something that's really interesting. I'm going to take a look at that there. Better trample tactics, so when you're using the trample attack, Attack rate of fire. Yeah, trample attack rate of fire, it does a lot of splash damage, but it is notoriously slow and it does end up getting your units killed. So perhaps this is something that might change that. Ooh, all artillery take 1 less population. That's cool. That'll be really neat. Large artillery stockpile. Snap blocks. Let's hear. This looks like a ranged cavalry. Line of sight and range increase, which is pretty sweet. And then this, of course, is, yeah, another ranged cavalry upgrading card. Repeating range attack, maximum range. Extra multipliers, which is pretty sweet. And it also, it's a team card, so it affects like your eagle runners and ranged cavalry and eagle runners, which is pretty sweet. 2 heavy cannon, of course. Looking at the cathedral, these here, so the Swedish get a really interesting type of house. It's called the Torp. It costs 120 wood. I've looked into this in advance a little bit already. Basically what it does is, it's like a house, but it gains resources on the side. It's very similar to the Japanese shrines, where the Japanese shrines will gain resources over time, based on the number of animals that are in the vicinity. These are sort of similar, except it's not based on the number of animals, it's based on the number of available resources in the surrounding area. So I've just been playing around with this a little bit, just because they are pretty interesting. And they can mine very quickly from mines when you use this particular card. So really good for gold collection. From what I can tell, it doesn't have like a stat like actually on the unit, but from what I can tell, it probably gains gold and food at about 1 or 1.5 food or gold per second. And then with wood, it seems to be significantly slower. But that could just be the way I feel about it. I haven't played with that yet. I'd like to do a quick match with that. Looking at these here, team engineering card. This is really interesting because I'm not sure that this has been... I'd have to double check to see if someone else, a different civilization, has it. But team engineering is going to be really useful, especially when you've got the standard engineering school on top of the team engineering school. Corallines, those are your musketeer equivalents. So this is pretty sweet. You know, if you have 20 torps or houses out, you can spawn a pack of 20 musketeers, which I guess is actually not that great, thinking about it, because that's not very expensive. Not unless you're really hurting for cash or you're really on the trouble. 2 frontier wagons, that's really interesting. It's infinite. That's a little bit surprising, I think. But of course I'd have to take a look at the other civs. As for special things in the manufacturing plant, they've got these mines, again, like I was telling you previously. These here are delivered 2 prospect wagons, the same as you get here, team 1 prospect wagon. So these allow basically just a mine, basically it just pops up a mine, and then an extra torp card, so this gives the, basically just allows the torps to generate more wood. I think they appear to be fairly poor in wood, but I can't quite tell. I haven't looked at all the civs yet, but I'd like to going forward. From what I can tell, it says here delivers 4 fusiliers, and then enables fusiliers hiring in the saloon. So I'm going to have to double check if this is for all civs or just this particular one. But like all of the Swedish, these guys are they're called contracts. And they've got this like gold border, so they appear to be a little bit different, kind of gold and white border. It allows you to hire anything that you send. So if I send, for example, 4 fusiliers for 700 gold, that doesn't, like, it's not a terrible deal, but like that's not going to change the whole battle, especially You know, like in Age 2, like 700 gold is a lot of money, and you could spend that much better ways, I think. But it allows you to hire Fusiliers later in the game for their standard rate, which is still pretty expensive, but they're very powerful skirmishers equivalent. And same with Highlanders. You can contract with the Highlanders. Are these Black Riders are always a really cool one. Something like this allows you to hire a whole bunch of different types. So since Black Riders, Jaggers, and Landsknets, I don't know how to pronounce that, I'm probably pronouncing that wrong. So it gives you 3 of these items. Of course, you can always get Jaggers as well, if you want to hire some Jaggers. Mercenary Loyalty, this reduced the cost of sending these cards. Recruit Privateers, which is pretty cool, same as usual. Dance Halls, which allow Ronins, that's nothing new. This one here is kind of interesting, so when your frigates, your galleons, when your frigates and galleons sink, basically you get 100 coin back, which is kind of interesting. I think in something like a long stage Caribbean battle, it would be a lot more useful. However, in something like, I don't know, I think in a really long water map, this could add up. But I think it's not really that worth it. Oh, Contract Swiss Pikeman, that's another one. 60% reduced cost on all ships, which is pretty sweet. Docked warships improvements cost and research time. Sorry, not 60% reduced cost on all ships. 60% reduction in their upgrade cost. So this, I'm fairly certain, is nothing new. The contracts are really interesting, so I will use... I'm going to use Black Riders as an example here. That's not super useful. Ronin are standard. See, I wish... See, this is a higher Mamelukes. I wish you could contract the Mamelukes. That would be really interesting, because these are both still higher cards. They're not contract cards. That could be something that would be kind of interesting. But for the time being, there's nothing we can do about that. Yeah, Cherokee and these ones here, they're the same way. The Cherokee and the Carib. They're both just higher cards, so they're not particularly interesting. Taking a look at other things, nothing else is crazy interesting about the Swedish. They do have a couple neat little perks, I think, but we'll get to see that going forward. I want to check out that. Let's take a look. Infantry hit points. Hack-up elites and stronger hack-up elites. More damage in ranged attacks. This is an interesting card. It adds a lot of ranged attack damage. 1.0 to the to a couple multipliers against cavalry, an extra 1.0 against cavalry, an extra 0.6 against shock infantry, and another 10% damage in general. So that actually could be really interesting. Situation depending. Pike to Halberdier transformation card, which is pretty interesting, but nothing particularly special, especially since we've seen things like that before. I'm trying to think of other things that are kind of interesting. I'm not sure. Everything else is fairly standard. I say fairly standard, but I'm sure I'm missing something. Basically, I'm going to do that. Yes, please. And then if I just go to quick do a fast game on Imperial, I just want to jump into the game here and take a look at some of the available cards. That's another thing. All the hotkeys in this game have been completely rebuilt. So instead of V for villagers, it's now Q, W, E, R, T, Y, and then ASD, ASDF, and so on. So first thing I want to show off here is these here. So these here, they've got like a little aura around them, which is fairly interesting. And now you can see, so what happens is it spawns a bush with 200 food. And this is where you can see they're kind of about 1 per second, and then compared to here, this is also about 1 per second or so. Well, I'm going to move you over. It's also collecting this wood, but it's, like you can see, it's barely moving as far as I can tell. It's extremely slow when it comes to wood. Next thing then here, looking at things, blueberry bushes. So this is a really interesting. As soon as that gets sent, I will send it. You can put it basically if you're kind of. Thanks for letting me know. You can fit 4 of these on one gold mine if you kind of fit them nicely. Now that that card is sent, this here, it gives you a blueberry bush, which has 500 food instead of the standard 200 that this one gets. I can't tell if it gathers faster as well. Yeah, it does. Increase, I'm assuming it's faster gathering speed, although I can't quite tell. That's pretty good. Really, we can just take a look at this. Next thing on the list here is, this is cool because it spawns another berry bush on each of yours. Increase coin production by 150%. So if we get 4 of those moving, the main thing that I don't like about this is the fact that a lot of the key bindings have been totally changed. If you look now, so I've got 4 of them, and you can see 50, 60, 70, 70, 80, 90. So I want to say it's equivalent to 2 or 3 villagers or so. Like, it's not fast, but it's not fast, but it's fairly quick. Especially now that we've got the mine card. Especially this one here. 150% coin from mine. I want to say that these 4 houses are probably doing about 2 or 3 villages worth of work just on the mines alone. Like if I throw everybody on wood here for a second, like the coin is going up significantly faster. 50, 60, 70, 80. So maybe like 4 per second, maybe 1 per second per piece.
My people are hungry. Do you have any extra food?
Not for you. Whereas with the coin, 10, 20, 30, I want to say it's like 2 per second per house. Obviously I'm on fast speed. I haven't done, I'm sure someone will do the math and release a full piece about just exactly how much, just to figure out exactly how fast it is, but at the time, I don't quite know. Which sucks, but we'll figure it out in time. Next interesting thing, all torps spawn a tree, which just spawns a tree around each of these things. Like, I'm fairly certain these are just being ignored because they're going down very slowly. Like, as far as I can tell, the wood from these things is not quite irrelevant, but quite, if it's, it might not be irrelevant, but it's very slow, and I wouldn't consider it to be really worth anything. I'm just gonna jump all these guys on here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Go mine some wood. These things are just, yeah, like they're just eating away at the mine, which is pretty cool. And then what I'm going to do here as well, supports more population. Oh, I didn't realize you could add that. That's cool. It would lower your early game requirement for it, but spawns a berry bush. Let's get some mine wagons. As soon as this is gone, this is what I was saying, these here. So what you can do is you can take one of these, just throw it in the middle there, and now this mine is automatically going to be gathered by the 4 torps once it's done. And I've got a couple mining things here. Each of these are I've never actually used this menu.
Here is some food. Eat it in good
Oh,
health.
well, that's not what I wanted.
This food is great.
There you go.
It's the spot.
Each of these mine cards is worth about 2,000 gold, which is pretty sweet. Yeah, gold is just, once I get 12 of these things, like my gold is basically on auto drive. Which is pretty sweet. Next up, 4 more torp wagons. I can get every wagon a bush. So that'll put 500 food. I'm wondering if this is... Ooh, so these are all empty. Will these get another one? I want to know, because these all have food thingies with them already. Yeah, so these have... You can see there's 2 different bushes here that it can gather from. So this card here basically just adds 1,000 food to every torp. So I just got 12,000 food over the course of the game, which is pretty sweet. Right, like that's not insignificant at all. Like, I only have 12 of these, I could have another 8. You can get 20 of these, and already I've got, you know, 1,000 foods worth of stockpile.
Braves cling so close to you, Lordship. They look scared to be outside of your town.
He's here. I'd like to build some, set that there. do that. Get some more people on food. Church card. I have not played with the advanced church card yet. Another thing you'll notice is there's two bars here. One for the health and then the other one for what's in queue. Which is quite interesting because that was never there. Grenadiers, of course. I'll show off some of those. And then... Oh, you can make these. Okay, well... I was under the impression that you couldn't. So these, of course, are the... I'm going to call them hackapels, because... Well, I don't got anything else to call them at the moment. So they are a ranged attack, range of 31, sorry, range of 6, attack of 31, as opposed to, of course, the hussars. Everyone's played with Huss. There's a lot of new icons for people. I think so. Looking here, ranged attack of... So if you compare the two, vet versus vet, so it looks like the hackapels are definitely a little stronger. They start at a higher base hit point amount, and it does also seem that they've got better ranged attack than dragons. And if I'm correct, they cost the same amount. Although I'm definitely going to have to double check that as well. I'll just do that because that should be all I need. Looking at these guys, they start at 150, which I would have to compare that to something like Musk or Janissaries, just because I'm not super familiar. Okay, need more gold. Insta gold with these the torps, which is pretty sweet. I literally have never put a villager on gold. All hand infantry move faster but take longer to be trained. Okay. Interesting. Okay, ship 6 jaggers who teach all jaggers how to use stealth and other techniques for extra hit points. Interesting. That's really interesting. Extra hit points and stealth ability for jaggers. And then the last one here, ships 16 halberdiers, which is pretty good. So this is definitely not something that I think I'd play with. I think Pike is going to be really good early game, but it's just really expensive to play this card. I think Jaggers would be really cool if I had a contract for Jaggers. So at the moment, I don't have a Jagger contract. However, if I did, that would be pretty sweet because I think it would be a lot more incentive to play with the church card if you have a Jagger card to go with it. So perhaps pairing the Jagger card, contract Jaggers with the, yeah, I think that would be a good call. Contract Jaggers with the church card. Halberdiers, like, I don't really care about Halberdiers. They're just stronger pike. Like, I don't know. The wood card for the torps came in. Each torp got a tree. Still extraordinarily slow, but at least that's a little bit of wood income. If I take everybody off wood, put them onto food here for a second. Like, compared to coin, it's not even a challenge. Like, these things gather coin extraordinarily quickly. 10, 20, yeah, maybe a gold per few, like a couple gold per couple per second. But really, they're not a big deal. I hate this. That is gonna frustrate everybody who plays with torps. Villagers coming in and completely ransacking. Now the wood I don't really care about, but if I had villagers from my teammates coming in, good luck. If I had a friend on my team coming in and trying to play and steal all my gold out of my torp mines, I would be very frustrated, and I think that's going to be something that a lot of people are going to get frustrated with. Yeah, I definitely like the hackapels hackapolites, sorry, compared to, they're not hackapels or hand cavalry. I definitely like the hackapolites compared to something like a dragoon. Jaggers, I still can't train jaggers, so that's not super useful. Purchase that. Purchase some grenadiers. So their ranged attack, the range increased. Did I send that yet? So right now they've got an attack of 19 and a range of 3. So when... I'm not going to do that. An attack of 24 and a range of 3. So I'm really curious to see how that changes when this next card comes in. So, same attack damage. The range has gone to 3 as well. My only guess... I actually wasn't even looking at the siege. I literally wasn't looking at the siege damage. So maybe siege damage is better. I was playing with them earlier and they are significantly more useful. Go take that. Okay. These guys are done now. These are just doing sun food gathering. I could swear I sent that earlier. I'm only going to spend half. I mean, realistically, they cost the same amount. So it's not like you're really getting anything, I don't think. All Hussars turn into Hackapolites and enables Hackapolites to be trained in the Commerce Age. So you can train them in Age 2, which is nice. So they're Age 2 Dragoons, basically. As opposed to Age 3 Dragoons. Could be really powerful in early game rush. I'll be totally honest. I like the textures. Some of the like the ground is really nice, but all of the objects, in my opinion, I don't think they look very nice. Okay, I just sent the... Oh, this one here. They gain 1 second, 1 food per second. Huh. Oh, as soon as you start gathering it, it stops growing. Interesting.
Redo för eld? Ja, Ers Majestät. Var ska jag sikta? Ska ske.
So the tree card, I don't think it really matters about the trees. I think this is an irrelevant card, just because of the fact that the tree, like, it takes from these so slowly. Like, maybe a quarter per second. And again, I'm on fast speed, so I'm actually running at double speed right now. So I consider this extremely irrelevant when you consider the fact that, you know, one villager is maybe 4 or 5 or even 7 of these things. So I think the wood card is completely useless, but the berry card, each torp spawns a berry bush. I think that's very useful, especially because of the fact that the berry bushes are 5,000. They were a higher value. I think they were 1,000 instead of 500. I think this card is good if you're having to switch between offense and defense. So it's literally 1 per second for the remainder of the game. For this weird wood card. And then of course you've got the both factory cards, of course. Another really interesting thing, actually. There is 4 cards that allows you to increase your fort count with the Swedish. You've got the standard 2, and then there's actually 2 more that increase your fort count. So you can actually have 4 forts. Not nearly quite as strong as the Russians. But it is a little something, I guess, something that you can think about if you're wanting to go fort heavy. You know, the Swedish may be how to do that. This is mostly irrelevant. I'm fairly certain I am just messing around right now. Yeah, the torps are super interesting. I think they're going to be super good little resource collection benefits, but other than that, I think they're better than the Japanese shrines, but I don't really have a whole lot of evidence to back that up just yet. That's a cluster and a half. Imperial Redcoats at 350. These guys are at 300. Of course, I've got a couple cards I can send for them. So 55. These guys are 28. I don't think these are very good, even though they've got the 1.3 multiplier. Yeah, I still think something like a red coat or a janissary, especially the janissaries, are going to be better than these guys. The only thing I really want to do is here is quickly play around with the grenadiers. They are just pretty interesting, I think, when you see them in combat. We're missing no pop. That's one thing I definitely think is going to frustrate some people is the fact that you can't stack torps all beside each other in a nice little block, but that's also a good thing. In the sense that I think it's a good thing in the sense that you shouldn't be doing that anyways, but it is something that you have to consider. 90% of the game has been completely retextured, which is interesting. 1,000 food, that's not too bad. Something you might want to send early game. But realistically, like if it's 1 per second gathering, you know, something compared to, it's basically equivalent to having another villager, it's just you can't use it now. Grenadiers were never an army on their own. Yeah, they kind of suck. But I mean, you know, you're not supposed to use them on their own, so that's what happens. Anyways, yeah, fish crates are really interesting. They grow the longer you keep them out. And if you have 10 of these or so, you know, that's equivalent to a couple slower farms. These stats are still incorrect because of the fact that they move around and they don't consider, they're not considered mining or getting food or whatever while they're moving, which sucks. Like, yeah, maybe if you had like 10 of these or so, but in that case, like, sending 2 doesn't do you a whole lot. Because 2 is not that. Yeah, 2 is like almost irrelevant, like, if we're being honest. Yeah, I think sending something like 3 settlers instead of the 2 fishes, I think 3 settlers is vastly superior. And I think it would be kind of silly to send the 2 fish if you can send the 3 settlers instead. Or even a torp wagon. I think you can get a lot more utility out of something like a torp wagon or some villagers. Yeah, that's interesting, I guess. This was really interesting. Basically, this is kind of interesting. Everything adds like a special type of attack that is only used when they're in close ranges. I don't quite know what this is going to do just yet. Right now, these guys do 200 damage. 200 times 200, let's say 200 damage against an infantry unit. At any range. I'm really curious how that changes. Because they get these special case shots. So they do 20 by 7, so it's actually less damage overall. With the same multipliers. I'm not entirely sure yet if this card is good or if it's bad. My only main guess is that they do a lot more close range damage. Because they can hit multiple units simultaneously. Let's go test that out.
Redo för eldgivning. Redo. Ja.
Let's go test these guys out.
Redo. Ska ske. Ja.
It's almost like a gunshot.
Redo. Ska ske.
It definitely sounds like a gunshot.
Redo. Ska ske.
Yeah.
Ja.
I'm not entirely sure how this works. I think it's maybe optimizing the way that it uses its damage. So instead of doing 200 damage all in one shot, it does 7 packs of 20 damage. It can distribute them depending on how many people it has. I'm still trying to figure that part out.
Redo. Ja. Anfall. Redo för eldgivning. Vad ska sikta ske?
Yeah, I'm not...
Ja. Förfostran. Redo. Anfall.
That killed him quickly.
Redo. Ska ske. Eld. Vad ska sikta? Redo. Anfall.
Okay. I mean, it appeared effective for a second, but obviously you don't send just cannon in. I don't know, I kind of have mixed feelings about this, because it's an overall damage reduction. I think it just manages the damage better, but it also reduces the splash damage. So I'm not entirely sure if it's worth it. Because, like, when you're up close, splash damage isn't that big of a deal. But when you're in long range combat, splash damage is huge and it's a very large portion of your damage. I think it's just a bad sacrifice, in my opinion. But I could be wrong. I don't know, I feel like it's not super great. It gives all artillery a devastating close range attack against units. It's called the case shot. Yeah, I don't know. It's only good for... It's only good for close range. Multipliers are all the same. I'm really curious to see how it does in practice, because that's where it could change, right? If in practice it's significantly better against something like infantry, especially like against something like pike or halberdiers. If it does significantly better, then, well, that's where it's going to be better. I'm not going to lie, I don't like some of the way that some of these textures have been done. Everything looks too fake. If it gets any closer, it's dead. Otherwise, nope, I'm resigning. Well, GG, I guess. View post game. Let's take a look here. I'm gonna have to see how it compares to a different... See how it compares. Anyways, that kind of gets that out of the way. The other civilization, of course, now I haven't actually played with them yet, is... I think a very interesting flag. I literally have played with none of this yet. And I don't play with Aboriginal civs very often. Take a look here. No, hairless dogs. Canines, very similar to what the Spanish have. Doubles the effectiveness of llamas. Llamas have like some kind of special effect. If you remember in Steel, in the Steel campaign, at one point we had to collect cannon and llamas. I don't know anything about the Inca, except for the fact that they don't exist anymore. So, priests, war chief card, more llamas. Okay, lots of line of sight and speed cards to a particular unit. Wooden hit points build limit. Allies. Ooh, this will be interesting. Ooh, native assembly. Town ceremony. Boosts your buildings in combat. Okay, a different dance type. Water ceremony, wall card, coin, mines last longer, okay. Speed card. This will be interesting. Build your hit points and armor, which is good, I guess, if you're into that kind of thing. Experience trickle, that's interesting. As to train ships. Okay, I'm really gonna have to take a look at this at another time. Like some of these seem like really neat cards. I just have no idea what any of them do at the moment. Oh, area of attack card. Resettlement sends 4 villages in the town center. Interesting little package. Wonder if the Americans sent that one. I guess no, that's not right. It's all South American. 2 villagers, some wood, and some llamas. That's pretty interesting. It's also a team card. 350 food. 2 cords of wood. Oh, sorry, llamas. And wood and food. Okay. Improves the strength of time. Priest's hit points. Okay. Interesting. So I guess they become super useful. Okay. I think this is going to be an interesting card to play with. Aside from that, no, I didn't want to do that. Oopsies. That's not what I wanted to do. Okay, historical battles is another feature here. This I have not tried yet, but I would like to give it a go. The first of the historical battles. I'd like to actually read. In the 16th century, privateering in the Mediterranean flourished as a result of the staunch rivalry between the Ottoman Empire and the European Christian states, famously Barbary corsairs. And Hayreddin, I don't know how to pronounce that, Barbarossa, and his brothers gained infamy because of their great success while privateering. In 1516, the brothers managed to take the city of Algiers, I'm not sure how to pronounce that, deposing its former ruler and creating their own Barbary pirate state. However, the Spanish were not going to let a pirate state exist so close to their homeland and sent a large army to deal with the Barbary threat to acquire the city. Ah, yes, Spaniards. Always taking what ain't yours. Okay. We have taken the city.
The Spanish are at our throats.
Do not worry, Vizier. The Spanish may have surrounded the city, but I have a plan. I've sent men to the Ottoman Sultan to ask for help. Inshallah, the Sultan will send an army. We must hold on until that help arrives.
Okay, I don't have a time limit, so that means I have to just do it. Okay, Barbary Corsair archers.
Camps outside of the city gates. As long as they stand, cannot venture out into the countryside.
Okay, destroy the Spanish camps surrounding the city. Okay, I've got a couple ships here, which is good. Get some extra wood, food moving.
As long as the Spanish blockade the harbor, we will be unable to receive shipments from our pirate base in Churchill.
Okay. I wonder if we can siege one of these bases using... outposts. Okay, don't get too close to the city there. Oh. Well, I mean, if no one's gonna attack me. If I push quickly, maybe I can... I'm not hunting animals. Okay. Make sure you guys come over here. Keep a couple archers, I think. I think if I push quickly. Make sure I get the horsemen first because they, lancers are never good for melee units. What are these guys? Pikemen. That'll work. These guys have absolutely no siege attack. I don't like whatever that noise is. Okay, maybe if I can take that. Do you guys have siege? Significantly better, yep. Ooh, jeez, cannon.
Burn the camp to the ground! We will drive these Spanish besiegers from Algiers!
Beautiful. Get rid of that. I definitely need more. I definitely need more food. Seems to be a big limiting factor right now. Okay, some foods. So what's that? One camp down. I haven't gotten sieged yet. I thought I'm on hard. I hope they're not too close to that. Okay. Keep things moving. Let's take a look. I think I'm gonna siege the northern camp. Oh, these have like... Oh. Okay, I like that. I wonder if I have cannon. I have culverins. Not quite the type of cannon I want. Ooh. That's interesting. The game shifts your perspective. Okay, that's really interesting. Definitely different than the last. Okay, it looks like I am definitely under siege here. Food is doing okay, but wood is... I think I'm mismanaging my wood right now. How much hit points you got? 17k? Wow, that's not gonna fall ever. I think if I go around the side. If I go around the back side, I might be able to... keep that moving. How much wood do I have inside my walls? Not enough. Ooh, that water effect is very nice, isn't it? Okay. I think I'm gonna use these Barbies. They have the thing about the Barbies is that they actually have a decent melee attack, which is good because I should be able to use their melee attack to take out the tower. Yeah, that's what I'm... Not quite what I'm talking about, but... There we go.
This city belongs to the Spanish crown.
I'm not sure it does, sir. What am I looking at here? Tribal horseman. Expensive in the food department. And I'm gonna need more food here pretty quick. What is this? Couple of villagers? I can go get those, I guess. Oh, that's a lot of guys. I'm gonna pass, actually. What do you guys do good at? Siege, Guardian. I mean, you're light melee cavalry. A very light melee cavalry. Good to know. Last thing I want to do is put my melee cavalry in the middle of that. Nice, that was frickin' smart, wasn't it? Definitely mismanaged would be the best word for that. These walls are never gonna fall, guys. Like, seriously. Oh. Okay. I need this cannon out of here. More pike. I definitely need more ranged units. What are these falconets? Okay. Yeah, I need more. Ah, shoot. I am out of wood. Okay. Well, I've got lots of wood over here. You guys are just... Take the tower down, guys. Take the tower down. Okay.
With Ottoman help, we can destroy the four Spanish forts around the city, forcing them to abandon the siege.
destroy the blockade. I have no idea. Oh. Maybe that's the blockade there. Okay, I guess we're gonna find out one way or another. Okay, I need a stable food source. And then we can start looking to go on the offensive, because for the time being I need to... Okay. Okay. So... yeah, I bet you anything this is the blockade. I bet you that's what the secondary objective is about. I think as soon as this comes in, I will be okay. I'm actually going to leave you guys there for a little bit. And then we can definitely go on the offensive and start trying to take a look at some of these. Looks like there's a couple of forts that I have to take out that the Spanish have set up. Destroy all 4 Spanish forts. Okay. Okay, stay away, stay away, stay away. Okay, come on guys, come on. Well, that did not go nearly as well as I wanted it to. Okay. I think you're just gonna chill out there. Okay. That'll be good. You guys I don't need anymore. And my villages need to be managed a little more properly. Wow, my bill management is terrible right now.
The seas are ours again. Now our Corsair brethren in Churchill can send us shipments of goods and reinforcements.
Very nice. Okay, that's what I need. You guys are just doing your usual. Okay, this is good. I really could use... probably some coin at the moment. Oh, there's a coin mine up there. Okay. Okay. How are you guys doing? No, go for the cannon. Come on, guys.
Word comes from the Ottoman Sultan. He is eager to help, but fears that our cause is doomed. Prove to him that the city's defense is not hopeless. He will send his army and...
Okay, 15,000 experience. Let's go for it. Okay, I am under siege. Send some wood. I need to age up real quickly here. If I don't age up, I'm gonna be in a world of hurt. Cannon can't get through, but like... They're definitely making their presence known. Culverins. Warships, Janissaries, those guys are good. And I think I'm going to send some bills. Despite the fact that my villagers are being mismanaged right now. I need to age like real fast. I should have aged a long time ago. Okay, I've got lots of food and a decent amount of wood. No gold. Oh, I probably just could use the extra wood. I really need an estate right now. Okay, that's good. Take 2 of you. This is working. Okay, moving forward. Let's defend the city. Yeah, that gets a little stronger once in a while, does it? Oh.
Tamam olur hadi bakalım.
Well, that cost me a lot of villagers, didn't it? Okay.
The Spanish have occupied all of the farmland around the city. We should retake it.
Yeah, that cost me a lot of villagers. That fucking hurt. Okay, no gold. Still operating with no gold. You guys can deal with that. This wall. Some of you guys are still operating. Get some cannon moving. Okay, I've got lots of food and well, you died. Okay, I think I'm going to... Ooh, gold. Yes, I'm gonna siege that city. Okay. Going for... Oh, this is frustrating. Okay. Horse. Ooh, horsemen. That's what I need. Send them northern. Ooh, Mamelukes. These are ranged, which is exactly what I'm looking for right now. No, you're not ranged. Okay, Miss Mamelukes. Okay, that army has been... These are mostly melee-based units, which means I'm definitely going to take some losses here. And my cav are not going to fight. Okay. Soldiers.
Why not go back to your peaceful lives as go-getters? The life in the sea dog yields only gruesome demise.
Okay, very nice. You guys to build that.
Evet, satıcı. Hazır. Emrin? Satıcı. Selam. Evet, oduncu. Tamam olur. Oduncu. Selam.
I think I need to get this gold production moving as quick as possible. I think that's what needs to be important right now. I've got a lot of food movement.
Hazır. Evet, doğru. Selam.
I can't build walls. Well, that's an interesting result, isn't it?
Evet. Selam. Yapıyor, satıcı. Evet,
Oh shoot, stupid villagers.
hazır, satıcı. Evet.
I can't even save you, I can't even try. Okay, gold. 100% gold, gold, gold.
Emrin? Selam. Evet. Selam. Tamam olur.
Okay, that's just beautiful.
Tamam olur. Satıcı. Selam. Yapı ustası.
Okay.
Hazır. Emrin?
Oh my gosh, man.
Hazır.
I don't quite need those at the moment. Last thing I'd have to deal with is this thing. Oh dear gosh. That's not good. I really need that gold to keep moving. Okay.
Emrin evet tamamdır. Hazır.
Evet, tamamdır.
Evet. Yapı ustası. Oduncu. Emrin. Yapı ustası. Oduncu.
Emrin, hazır. Evet.
Bit of an early warning system, I think. Might not be a terrible idea. Okay, there's no way I'm gonna touch the sea anymore. Ooh, trade route. Let's go get that. That's a good idea. Oh my gosh, dude, the frickin' cannon.
The Spanish are using the local trade route to supply their forces. We should destroy their trading posts and use the trade route to supply our men instead.
Salam alaikum, brothers. Our Sultan is a man of his word and sends us to fight by your side. Let us drive these cursed infidels out of Algeria.
Yapı ustası. Yapı ustası. Çiftçi.
Evet yapı ustası. Çiftçi.
Ooh, Janissaries, that's sweet. That's a very familiar sight. Okay, so I got a bunch of ships. That's cool. Okay, that's sweet. And that whole little place is lost. Darn it.
Selam.
Okay, well, it lasted sort of long, I guess.
Hücum. Evet. Selam.
Ah, nice. Those are all. Oh, Jesus.
There is no honor in being
Oh!
in mine,
Okay, that's something a little nicer.
and we may spare some.
Emrin, evet. Hazır, evet. Hadi Emrin.
Yeah, it's not going to happen.
Evet, evet. Tamamdır. Hücum. Hazır. Emrin.
Janissaries are a very welcome sight. Where's my...
Emrin. Tamam, tamam. Doğru. Hazır, evet. Hadi bakalım. Emrin. Evet, ileri. Evet,
The
tamam.
Spanish have stored large amounts of gunpowder close to the city. Let us blast them to pieces and deprive the Spanish of their firepower.
Hazır. Tamamdır. Evet. Hadi bakalım. Evet.
Hazır.
Classic.
Hazır. Yapı ustası.
Evet. Selam.
Hazır. Emrin. Evet. Tamamdır.
Hazır. Evet, commander. Emrin.
Hazır. Tamamdır.
I really wish I could move my ships to defend my dock.
Çiftçi. Çiftçi.
Oh dear gosh. Okay,
Selam.
Emrin.
Hazır. Yapı ustası. Oduncu.
Selam.
Hazır. Evet. Tamamdır. Hücum. Evet.
Evet. Even shower. İyi. Açık. Hızlı.
Hazır. Evet.
Hazır. Emrin.
Emrin. Evet. Selam. Yapı ustası.
Hücum. Evet.
Evet. Hazır. İleri marş. Emrin. Evet. Evet.
Emrin. Evet. Emrin. Hazır. Tamam. Olur.
Hazır. Evet. Haydi bakalım.
Evet. Yapı ustası.
Oduncu.
Excellent! We will see how long these Spanish forts will last without gunpowder.
Selam. Tamam. Haydi bakalım.
Evet. Hazır. Haydi commander. Evet. Emrin. İleri marş.
Hazır. Tamam. Olur.
okay, getting there slowly. Very, very slowly.
Emre hadi bakalım. Evet. Tamamdır. Hadi bakalım. Evet. Evet. Doğru. Tamam. Olur. Hazır. Tamamdır. Emrin.
Evet. Haydi bakalım.
Evet. Evet. Hazır. Tamamdır. Emrin. Hadi bakalım. Evet. Evet. Hazır. Emrin. Tamamdır. Hadi bakalım. Hazır. Emrin. Evet. Hadi bakalım. Evet. Emrin. Evet. Tamam. Olur. Hazır. Hazır. Tamamdır. Emrin.
Nice.
Emrin. Hazır. Evet. Evet.
Okay, those guys are freaking useless then.
Hazır. Tamam. Olur.
Emrin. Evet. Evet. Hadi bakalım. Evet. Çiftçi. Emrin. Çiftçi.
Okay, that's going slowly but surely.
Selam.
Selam. Doğru. Tamam. Çiftçi.
Okay, I think I'm gonna go for the south fort first.
Tamamdır. Hadi bakalım. Tamamdır. Hazır. Evet. Hazır. Hazır. Evet. Tamamdır. Hadi bakalım.
Okay, let's take a look here.
Hadi bakalım. Tamamdır. Evet. Hücum. Evet. Hadi bakalım. Tamamdır.
Okay.
Tamamdır. Hadi bakalım. Evet.
Ooh, I've got. I didn't realize I had a couple Avis guns there.
Bakalım. Hadi bakalım. Evet. Tamamdır. Hücum. Hazır. Evet. Hazır. Hadi bakalım. Evet. Evet. Evet.
Okay, that's what I like to see. That's gonna fall. I think I would be more worried about that.
Emrin. Haydi bakalım. Evet. Hazır. Evet.
Selam. Yapı ustası. Satıcı. Evet. Hadi bakalım. Emri satıcı.
Emrin.
Emrin. Evet. Emrin. İleri. Marş.
Hazır. Evet.
Hücum. Hadi bak ileri. Marş.
Evet. Evet. Haydi bakalım.
Emrin. Evet.
Hazır.
Hücum. Hazır. Hücum. Emrin.
I could really use some mortars right now. Oh, nice. Okay, shoot. Wow, this is freaking brutal, man. Okay, that's gonna fall. Mamelukes, Barbies. I mean, I can't not take the Mamelukes.
Evet. Evet. Tamam hadi bakalım. Evet. Hazır. Evet. Tamamdır. Hadi bakalım. Evet. İleri. Hücum.
Okay,
Hazır.
that's good. That's right where I want them. Didn't want to have to put them there, but that's where they're going, I guess. Ooh, that splash damage is absolutely brutal.
Evet. Emrin. Evet. Evet. Tamamdır.
Emrin. Tamamdır.
Okay,
Emrin.
you guys are gonna.
Evet. Evet. Tamamdır.
Evet. Emrin. Evet. Tamam.
Hazır. Hücum. Evet. Evet. Evet. Hadi bakalım. Evet. İleri.
Okay.
Selam. Yapı ustası.
More food.
Hazır. Haydi bakalım. Evet. Evet. Hücum.
Right for the heart.
Hazır.
Down with the fort. One down, 3 to go.
Evet.
The first Spanish fort lies in ruins. Only 3 more stand.
Hazır. Hücum. Evet. Emrin. İleri hücum. İleri marş.
Okay.
Hazır. Evet. İleri marş.
What's this dude's siege? 14. Okay, this is gone. Push north, and I think I'm gonna go for this one. Push around, and then catch this one last, just because this one is... It's a little more guarded, I think.
Hazır.
Hazır. Emrin. Haydi bakalım. Evet. Commander.
Evet. Yapı ustası.
I'd like to age up and get guard troops, that would be important.
Emrin. Evet. Evet. Emrin. Evet. Hadi bakalım.
Emrin. Haydi bakalım.
Hazır. Emrin. Evet. Tamamdır. Evet. Tamamdır. Hadi bakalım. Evet.
Evet. Evet.
Hazır.
Hazır. Tamamdır.
Emrin. Tamamdır.
Guard Janissaries would be very beneficial right now.
Evet. Hazır. Evet.
Hazır. Emrin. Evet. Evet.
Emrin. Hadi bakalım. İleri.
Hazır.
Hücum hazır. Evet. Evet. Evet. Emrin.
Emrin.
Actually, that'd be really useful.
Evet.
مستعد. نعم.
Selam. Yapı ustası. Çiftçi.
Evet. İleri marş.
İleri. Hücum. Evet. Tamamdır. Hadi bakalım. Emrin. Evet.
Emrin. Haydi bakalım. Evet.
Emrin. Hücum. Tamamdır.
أيوة. حاضر. نجوم إلى المعركة.
Evet.
أمر أيوة.
Hazır.
Hazır. Hadi bakalım.
Emrin. Evet.
What is bid on the scarce side right now?
Hazır. Hazır. Tamam. Tamam. Tamam.
You're still trapped, of course.
Emrin. Hazır. Emrin. İleri. Marş.
Emrin. Evet. İleri marş.
Okay.
Emrin.
Evet.
Hazır. Tamamdır. Evet.
Evet. Tamamdır.
مستعد هنفذ حاضر
Emrin. Hadi bakalım. Evet.
Evet. Hücum ileri marş.
What's the attack? 150.
Emrin. Evet.
أمرك هجوم
Okay, second fort down.
Evet. Evet. Emrin.
A second Spanish fort has fallen into our hands. We are halfway there. أمرك
Evet. Emrin. Evet. İleri marş. Hazır. Haydi bakalım. Evet. Hazır. Hadi bakalım.
Okay, push up that way.
Evet.
Janissaries are extraordinarily universal.
Hazır. Yapı ustası.
Evet. Hazır. Haydi bakalım. Evet. Haydi bakalım. Hazır. Evet. Hücum. Tamamdır.
مستعد نعم هنفذ
Emrin. Evet. Hadi bakalım. Emrin. Evet. Evet. Tamamdır.
أمرك نعم
Hazır. Emrin. Hadi bakalım. Evet.
Okay. Get some more Barbies on the field and finish up. Oh, nice.
Hazır. Evet.
هنفذ نعم حاضر نعم حاضر هنفذ
These are all melee-based units.
حاضر نعم نعم نعم هنفذ نعم نعم
Emrin.
Hazır. Hazır. Emrin. Evet. Evet.
أيوة
Evet. Tamamdır. Hadi bakalım. İleri. Hazır. Emrin. Evet. Evet. Tamamdır. Hadi bakalım. Evet. Evet. Hazır. Evet. Tamamdır. Üç. Evet. Emrin. İleri. Evet. Evet. Hazır. Hadi bakalım.
Evet. Doğru. Tamam.
مستعد حاضر هنفذ حاضر A large silver mine lies to the north. If we retake it, we can extract much coin from it. أمرك نعم حاضر
Okay, that seems kind of dangerous.
Hazır.
Emri doğru.
Evet. Hazır. Evet. Tamamdır. Evet.
أيوة
Evet. Hücum.
But I mean, it's not like I'm...
Hazır. Tamam olur.
Evet. Hadi bakalım. İleri.
أمرك هنفذ
Hazır. Emrin. Evet.
أمرك
Emrin.
أمر حاضر هنفذ
Evet.
Evet. Doğru.
Emrin. Evet. Tamamdır. Evet. Evet. Hadi bakalım.
Okay. Move the Mamelukes in from behind.
Haydi bakalım. Tamamdır. Evet.
Okay.
Emrin. Hücum.
Evet, hadi bakalım. Hazır.
Hazır.
Evet. Hazır. Evet. Evet, hadi bakalım.
Emre satıcı.
Evet, satıcı. Hazır. Çiftçi. Evet. Tamamdır. Emrin.
Move some more guys up.
Tamamdır. Hazır.
Emrin. İleri marş. Hazır.
Okay, raid complete.
Emrin.
That makes 3 forts, Hazir.
Nice.
Barbary brethren. We are almost there.
Very well done, Kate. I have almost completed this. Oh, wow. This was a pretty neat little...
Hazır. Selam.
Okay. Okay, not gonna lie, I didn't even realize I couldn't age up. Would have been nice to. But like...
Hazır. Tamamdır. Haydi bakalım.
Evet. Hazır. Hazır.
Emrin. Evet.
Wow. What a heckin' fight this was. Wow, there's a lot of gold here. Nice. I really should get that. That's gonna die pretty quick.
Tamamdır. Evet. Evet. Tamamdır. Hücum. Evet, evet. Haydi bakalım.
Haydi bakalım.
Evet. Evet.
Okay. I think this will be the end of these guys. I think that this is the end of the Spanish. That be the end of the Spanish.
The last Spanish forces we don't trust. Algiers secured, now our raids on the European coasts with impunity. No town or village would be too small to raid.
Oh, that was an interesting fight. Wow. That is not what I expected at all. Let's see where this goes. Now that I've done the first quote-unquote historical battle. I'm kind of hoping we got more than just the one.
Unable to take Algiers by force, the Spanish had no other choice than to abandon the long and exhausting siege. The city remained in the hands of the two corsair brothers, Izir and Oruz. But rather than keep the title of Sultan of Algiers, the brothers handed the city over to the Ottomans, becoming governors of Algeria under Ottoman protection. The Spanish feverishly sought to take the city again and again. Even though all of their attacks failed, Oruz was eventually struck down in battle. Despite, or perhaps due to the loss of his older brother, Izir continued the fight against the Spanish. Working his way up the Ottoman chain of command, he eventually became Grand Admiral of the Ottoman fleet. He struck a decisive blow against the Christian Holy League at Preveza in 1538, earning himself the nickname Hayreddin Barbarossa, Best of the Faith and the Red-Bearded. Under his command, the Ottoman navy dominated the Mediterranean for many decades.
There we go. Historical battle number 1 complete. Seems like it is now about 1:30 in the morning. So what now? We continue on. Historical battles part 2. Okay. Staying on hard because I hate myself. Damn. I didn't read that. I should have actually.
Fall back to the Ethiopians or we will be captured and tortured like Gama.
Sim? Sim. Eu vou fazer.
This is one of those like
Qual é a cena vou fazer? Vou executar. Qual é a cena?
well, that's a good way to lose all my stuffs.
Sim. Vou executar. Vou fazer.
I've got one gunner dude left. I almost lost the campaign immediately. That's what happens when you're not paying attention. Oh dear, these guys have like a massive base.
Qual é a sua ordem?
Why do you rebel? The Adal Sultanate is dead.
Preparar.
Now, where is your captain, Christopher de Gama?
He's dead.
I will address your
I mean,
cowardice
maybe, I
with
don't know.
him personally.
Your Majesty, Our captain has been murdered by the Adol warlord Ahmed.
Oh, he's only dead.
We
Nice.
came to join you so that we can recover Gama's body and have our vengeance on his murderer.
Then you will listen to my commands. Liberate the highland villages. Tell the people that their emperor lives, and you will strengthen my armies as they push through the valleys.
Sim. Qual é? Sim. Vou fazer.
I've literally got.
Sim.
The Viceroy of India sends reinforcements.
Oh,
Demands that we bring the head of Gran as pennies to his brother's death.
You may use my town to receive reinforcements from Portugal.
ooh, very
If my
nice.
son and I are to defeat Ahmed Ra, we will need more than a few talented Portuguese who let the captain be murdered.
Okay, I definitely feel like healers are the right choice.
Vou escutar.
Sim.
Preparado? Sim.
Sim, qual é a sua ordem? Vou fazer.
Vou escutar. Vou atacar.
As I.
The enemy is in our camp. Come quick!
Preparado? Vou fazer. Sim. Vou fazer.
Interesting. Okay,
Vou fazer.
help the Ethiopians defend.
Qual é a sua ordem? Vou escutar. Preparado? Qual é a sua? Vou fazer. Sim.
Sim. Vou escutar. Alô.
Vou escutar. Preparado?
Sim. Qual é a sua ordem? Sim.
Oh, geez, these guys are actually pretty sweet.
Vou fazer. Vou atacar.
Preparado? Vou fazer. Sim. Qual é a sua? Vou fazer. Preparado? Sim. Vou escutar.
Qual é a sua ordem? Sim.
Qual é a sua? Vou fazer. Sim. Vou escutar. A luta.
Preparar. Qual é a sua ordem?
Oh, these guys are freaking sweet.
A luta. Sim. Vou escutar. Preparar. Vou fazer. Sim. Vou atacar. Preparar. A luta. Qual é a sua ordem? Sim. Preparar.
Attack my warriors!
Vou escutar.
Reclaim the land that is rightfully yours!
Qual é a sua ordem? A luta. Sim.
Okay. I have basically nothing.
Sim, sim. Vou escutar.
100% should stick to ranged units because if I'm not using ranged units, I'm gonna die.
Preparar.
Sim, vou escutar.
Qual é a sua ordem?
Those are horsemen, these are gunners. That's an XP farm right there.
Preparar. Vou fazer. Sim.
Preparado. Vou escutar. Preparado. Sim,
Preparar. Qual é a sua ordem?
sim, sim.
Sim.
Well, that's not nearly as much damage as I thought it would be.
Sim. Qual é a sua ordem? Sim.
Oh no, no, no, no, don't die.
Sua ordem. Sim. Preparar. Pois sim. Qual é a sua ordem? Sim.
No, I.
Sim.
Qual é a luta? Sim. Pois sim. Vou escutar.
Okay, I think that the only one I can take right now is probably this one, just because it's just a handful of.
Vou escutar.
Yeah.
Vou fazer. Qual é a sua ordem? Sim,
Okay. Okay, I think I can.
Preparar. Vou fazer.
sim. Vou escutar. Vou fazer.
Qual é a sua ordem?
Qual é a sua ordem?
Preparar. Qual é a sua ordem?
Preparar. Qual é a sua ordem? Sim, vou escutar. Vou fazer. Sim, vou escutar. Vou fazer. Vou sim.
I think I can take this because it's just got a handful of those guys. Yeah, I have no idea how I'm gonna do that, but that's.
Preparar. Vou fazer. Vou atacar. Qual é a sua ordem? Preparar. Preparar.
Qual é a sua ordem? Sim.
Okay, priests were definitely the wrong choice.
Qual é a sua ordem? Sim. Eu vou fazer. Qual é a sua correto? Sim. Preparado.
Preparado.
Qual é a sua ordem? Sim.
Sim. Vou atacar.
Preparado. Sim. Preparado. Eu vou escutar. Sim.
Qual é a sua ordem?
Preparado. Eu vou escutar.
Sim.
Qual é a sua ordem? Sim. À luta.
Preparado.
Sim. Vou atacar. Eu vou escutar. À luta.
Qual é a sua ordem? Sim.
Preparado. Sim. Eu vou fazer.
Okay.
Eu vou escutar. Eu vou fazer.
Preparado.
Qual é a sua ordem? Vou atacar.
I actually feel pretty confident in this.
Sim. Qual é a sua ordem? Sim. Eu vou fazer.
Nothing to me. I will
Qual é a sua
turn
ordem?
Ethiopia into a wasteland before I suffer a
Sim.
defeat.
Eu vou escutar. Eu vou fazer. Qual é? Sim.
Okay, now I've got some spearmen. Very good. Okay, I need more hit points, crossbows and pikemen attack. I think I'm gonna go for that.
Sim. Sim. Eu vou fazer. Eu vou escutar. Preparado. Eu vou fazer. Eu vou escutar. Eu vou fazer. Sim. Qual é a sua ordem? Eu vou escutar. Sim. Sim. Sim. Preparado. Qual eu vou fazer? Eu vou atacar. Preparado. Sim. Qual é a sua ordem? Sim. Sim. Preparado. À luta. Qual é a sua ordem?
These things are like hyper
Sim.
effective against
Eu vou
infantry.
escutar. Sim.
Oh no no no no no no no no no no no no.
Sim. Eu vou escutar. Sim. Eu vou escutar. Sim. Eu vou fazer. Eu vou atacar. Preparado. Sim. Sim. Preparado. Qual é a sua? Eu vou fazer. Eu vou escutar. Eu vou fazer. Sim. Eu vou fazer. Sim. Sim. Preparado. Qual é a sua ordem? Eu vou fazer. Eu vou escutar. Eu vou fazer. Eu vou escutar. Eu vou atacar. Qual é a sua ordem? Preparado. Qual é a sua ordem?
Qual é a sua ordem? Sim. Vou atacar.
Sim. Sim. Sim. Preparado. Sim. Qual é? Eu vou fazer. Sim. Preparado. Eu vou escutar.
Vou escutar.
Qual é a sua ordem? Sim. Eu vou fazer. Sim. Eu vou fazer. Eu vou escutar. Sim. À luta. Eu vou fazer. Eu vou isso. Sim. Eu vou atacar. Qual é a sua ordem? Eu vou à luta. Preparado. Qual é a sua? Sim. Sim. À luta. Preparado. Sim. Qual é a sua? Preparado. Vou escutar.
These Portuguese
Sim.
swept the Adal forces from your village. Join the imperial armies to free all
Sim.
of our land
Vou
from
atacar. Preparado.
invaders.
Sim. Sim. Eu vou fazer.
Yeah, there's a bunch of...
Preparado. Sim.
Okay, next up... That requires pushing forward and coming back, so I think I'm gonna go to the other side.
Vou atacar.
Qual vou fazer? Vou isso. Vou atacar. Sim, vou fazer. Sim. Qual é? Vou atacar. Sim, sim. Vou escutar.
Preparado. Vou fazer. Vou escutar. Vou fazer. À luta. Qual é a sua ordem? Vou escutar.
Preparado. Qual é a sua ordem? Correto. Qual é a sua ordem? Eu vou fazer.
Sim. Vou fazer. Vou atacar.
Sim, vou isso. Vou atacar. Preparado.
Sim.
Qual é a sua ordem? À luta. Sim. Qual é a sua? Sim. Vou atacar. Preparado. Eu vou fazer. Sim.
Okay. That's good, that's good. More...
Preparado. Sim.
Sim. Eu vou
Qual
escutar.
é a sua? Preparado.
Qual é a sua ordem? Vou escutar. À luta. Sim.
Qual é a sua? Sim. Vou escutar. Vou fazer.
Portuguese, the enemy is in
Preparado.
our
Eu vou
camp.
fazer. Sim.
Come quickly.
Sim.
Vou escutar. Sim. À luta.
Qual é a sua ordem? Sim. Eu vou escutar. Vou atacar.
Qual é? Vou escutar. Sim. À luta.
Prepare-se. À luta. Preparado.
Yeah, that was dumb, wasn't it?
Vou escutar. Sim. Qual é a sua ordem? Qual é a sua ordem? Vou escutar. Vou fazer. Sim. Sim.
Okay, I just lost my best assets. 'Cause I'm dumb. That was super dumb. I could really do with an age up, but I have no idea how I'm gonna get that right now.
Vou fazer. Sim.
It's gonna have to give it to me. Okay.
Sim. Vou escutar. Vou fazer. Qual é a sua ordem?
Sim.
Sim. Sim. Correto.
Okay. You do your thing. As much as I don't like it, I think you're gonna be okay for a little bit.
Sim. Vou fazer. Sim.
Preparado.
I'm gonna go try and get some more soldiers.
Sim.
Sim.
Qual é a sua ordem? Preparado. Qual é a sua ordem? Vou escutar. Sim.
Preparado. Vou escutar. Qual é? Vou fazer. Sim. Vou fazer. Sim. Vou atacar.
Qual é a sua? Vou atacar. Sim.
Sim.
Qual é a sua? A luta.
Sim. Sim. À luta. Preparado.
Sim.
Sim. Vou escutar. Vou atacar. Preparado. Sim. Vou escutar. Sim. Vou fazer.
These Portuguese swept
Sim.
the Adolf
Vou
forces
fazer.
from your village. Join the imperial armies to free all of our lands from the invaders.
Preparado. Sim. Qual é a luta? Sim.
Okay, that was not what I wanted to do.
Qual é a sua ordem? Vou escutar. Sim. Sim. Vou fazer.
This is mostly...
Preparado. Qual é a sua ordem?
Preparado.
Sim.
Qual é a sua? Vou escutar. Vou fazer.
Preparado. Sim. Vou escutar. Vou fazer. Sim. Preparado. Sim.
Preparado.
Sim. Sim. Vou atacar.
Qual é? Sim. Vou fazer.
Preparado. Qual é? Vou fazer. Sim. À luta.
Preparado. Sim. Sim.
Preparado.
Sim.
Qual é a sua ordem? Sim. Vou escutar.
Sim.
Preparado. Sim. Vou
Preparado.
atacar.
Vou escutar. Vou atacar.
Vou sim. Preparado. Vou escutar.
Okay.
Qual é a sua? Sim. Vou escutar. À luta. Preparado.
Right!
Qual é a sua? Vou fazer. Vou
Throw the
escutar.
foreign invaders from our borders.
Preparado. Vou fazer. Vou escutar.
Sim. Vou fazer. Sim. Sim. Vou escutar. Sim. Preparar. Sim. À luta.
Qual é a sua ordem? Vou fazer. Vou escutar. Vou fazer. Sim.
Preparado.
Preparado.
Qual é a sua? Sim. Vou escutar.
Sim. Sim.
Sim.
Vou fazer. Vou escutar. Sim. Vou escutar.
Preparado. À luta. Sim. Vou atacar.
Preparado.
Qual é a sua ordem? À luta. Vou escutar. Sim. Sim, sim. Correto.
Qual é? Pois vou fazer. Sim. Pois vou fazer. Sim. Sim.
Sim, vou fazer. Qual é a luta? Preparado.
Okay, next down.
Sim, sim.
Throw the
Vou
foreign
fazer.
invaders from our borders.
Vou escutar. Sim. Pois sim. Vou escutar.
Preparado. Vou atacar. Sim, sim. Vou escutar.
Give the healer a minute to work his magic.
Preparado.
Qual é a sua ordem? Sim. Vou
Vou fazer, vou escutar, preparar, sim.
Qual é? Vou fazer a luta. Preparado. Sim. Preparado. Sim. Sim. Qual é a sua ordem? Sim. Vou atacar. Preparado. Vou fazer. Sim.
They're all ranged now.
Qual é a sua ordem? A luta. Sim. Vou atacar. Qual é a sua ordem? A luta. Preparado. Vou atacar. Qual é a sua ordem? Sim, vou fazer. Vou escutar. Vou escutar.
Your captain did not die well.
Vou fazer.
Surrender now, or you can expect the same thing.
Sim.
Okay.
Sim. Vou escutar.
Sim. Vou escutar. Vou fazer. Preparar. Vou atacar. A luta. Qual é a sua ordem? Sim, sim. Preparar. Vou escutar.
Preparado. Vou fazer.
Okay, now that these are done, I think I'm gonna push up the right side to take the remaining 2 camps. And then once that's done, I can try and start drive the Admiral forces from the Ethiopian villages.
Sim. Vou escutar. Sim, vou escutar. Preparado. Sim. Vou fazer. Vou atacar. Sim. Preparado. Qual é a sua ordem? A luta. Sim. Sim. Vou fazer. Qual é a sua ordem? Sim. Qual é a sua ordem? Sim. Sim. Preparado. Preparado. Qual é a sua ordem? Qual é a sua ordem? Sim.
That man needs to do some healing.
Qual é a sua ordem? Vou escutar. Sim. Sim, correto.
Qual é a sua ordem?
This guy literally has 0 hit points. Okay, that's important.
Sim. Preparado. Qual é a sua ordem? Sim. Preparado. Sim. Preparado. Qual é preparado? Qual é a sua ordem? Preparado. Qual é a sua ordem? Vou escutar. Vou fazer. Sim. Sim. Vou escutar.
Okay, I think that's gonna work. Let's see what happens. Push up and see how she goes.
Preparado.
Still no drop frames, that's always good. These guys are all close combat.
Vou escutar.
And these guys are kind of mixed.
Preparado. Qual é a sua ordem? Sim. Sim. Vou escutar. Sim. Vou escutar. Vou fazer.
Sim, sim. Vou atacar. Preparado. A luta.
Preparado. Qual é a sua ordem?
Children of Ethiopia,
Sim.
Your emperor
Vou
is
escutar.
descended from King Solomon.
Sim.
Show that we are
Vou
worthy
fazer,
of our
sim.
ancestors.
Qual é a sua ordem? Sim. Sim. Vou fazer. Vou atacar.
Preparado. Sim. Qual é a sua ordem? Vou fazer. Vou atacar. Sim. Vou
Make
escutar.
sure I
Vou
get the
fazer.
kills.
Vou
Just because
escutar.
I need the
Vou
experience. That is gonna fall here pretty quickly. Props, guys.
fazer. Sim.
Preparado.
Preparado. Vou escutar. Vou fazer. Sim. Vou escutar. Vou fazer. Vou à luta.
Qual é a sua ordem? À luta.
Sim. Sim.
Sim. Vou isso. Sim. Vou atacar. Sim. Preparado. Sim. Vou isso. Vou atacar.
Preparado.
Rise, Ethiopians!
Qual eu vou
Throw
fazer?
the foreign
Sim.
invaders from our
Vou
borders.
fazer. Vou atacar. Preparado.
Sim.
Qual é a sua ordem?
Preparado.
It's the siege on these guys' thing.
My son, has
Vou
returned to
escutar. Sim.
command our armies. And thou will be no match for
Vou
his
fazer.
skill in battle.
Sim. Vou fazer. Sim. Vou escutar.
Prepara. Sim. Qual é a sua ordem?
Qual é? Vou fazer.
Sim. Eu vou fazer.
Sim. Qual é a sua ordem? Vou escutar. À luta. Preparado. Sim. Vou atacar. Preparado. Sim. Qual é a sua ordem? Sim. Preparado. Qual é a sua? À luta. Sim. Vou atacar.
Qual é a sua ordem? Sim. Eu vou escutar. Sim.
Sim. À luta.
Sim. Preparado. Vou atacar.
Okay.
À luta.
Vou fazer. Sim.
Qual é a sua ordem? Sim. Sim. Eu vou fazer. À luta. Vou escutar.
Sim. Preparado. Vou fazer.
Se vou fazer. Sim.
Qual é a sua ordem?
Qual é a sua? Vou fazer. Vou atacar. Sim. Eu vou fazer.
Sim. Vou atacar.
Sim. Vou atacar.
Preparado. Vou escutar. Vou fazer.
Preparado. Vou fazer.
Qual é? Vou escutar.
Qual é? Sim.
Okay.
À luta.
Sim. Vou fazer. Sim.
Let's move these guns out.
Vou escutar. Vou atacar. Qual é? Preparado. Sim. Preparado. Sim. Sim.
Preparado. Sim.
Sim. Qual é a sua ordem? Vou escutar. À luta.
Sim. Eu vou
We are
fazer.
merely
Preparado. Sim.
to add our armies from our
Vou escutar.
push
Vou
into
atacar.
their camps,
Sim.
and we
Vou
will
atacar.
free our people.
Vou escutar. À luta.
Preparado.
Sim.
Sim? Sim. Vou fazer.
Sim.
Vou atacar.
Preparado. Qual é a sua ordem?
Oh, that's so much experience.
Sim.
Preparado. Vou atacar.
Preparado. Sim.
Preparado. Sim. Sim. Qual é a sua ordem?
Sim. Sim. Vou atacar. Vou escutar. Sim. Luta.
Sim. Preparado. Vou escutar. Vou fazer. Vou escutar. Vou fazer.
Preparado. Vou fazer. Sim.
Qual é a sua ordem? À luta. Se vou fazer.
Preparado. Vou fazer. Sim. Vou escutar.
Prepara. Sim.
Okay.
Eu vou fazer. Vou atacar.
Sim. Preparado. Sim.
Qual é a sua ordem?
Almost done.
Sim, sim. Vou fazer.
Portuguese, you have done your duty to your slain captain. Return to Portugal and tell your king that
There we
Ethiopia
go.
appreciates good and loyal friends. But let him know how hard we fight to defend our lands.
That wasn't nearly as bad as the first one. It was what, half hour? 35 minutes? It wasn't so bad at all. I almost lost in the beginning there. I almost got freaking wrecked. Like I was real close to being just toast.
Driven to avenge the death of their captain, the
Okay.
surviving members of Christopher de Gama's expedition remained in Ethiopia, joining Queen Sabla Wengel and the Emperor Galadewos. At the Battle of Wainadaga, 6 months after de Gama's execution, the Portuguese finally had their vengeance. As the Adal warlord Ahmed Gran commanded his troops from horseback in the thick of battle, a lone Portuguese soldier fearlessly charged into the Adal lines and fired his arquebus into the warlord's chest. Gran fell dead, and the Portuguese avenged their chivalrous captain. Without their leader and withering under the Ethiopian assault, the Adal forces retreated. Ethiopia, an empire as old as Rome, was saved. It would not be the last time that the Ethiopians fiercely fought to defend their land.
Okay. Fought through the city of Algiers. We, Christopher de Gama's expedition. Now we go to the Cuvash Cape. Not a lifetime later. Several hundred men to aid the people of Perm, where he began brutally raided by the Tatar neighbors. The journey was perilous, and the intrepid Cossacks soon found themselves mercilessly harassed as they navigated down the Tuna River. Could an army of hundreds prevail against a ruthless horde 5 times its size? Could gunpowder weaponry put an end to a 2,000-year dominance of Nordic cavalry armies in the field? We will see. Play as the Russians. Just eating chips. Okay. Let's see how this goes.
Tatars are everywhere. Do not disembark here. We must sail on. Что?
Okay.
Да. Будет сделано.
Have some Strelix
Готов. Приказ готов. Правильно. Будет
and a few
сделано.
Cossacks.
Да. Что будет сделано? Правильно. Будет сделано. The watchtower on that island will fill us full of holes if we do not move fast. Hold your fire and rush past it. Правильно. Готов. Приказ? Что? Готов. Будет сделано.
Oh, I'd really prefer not to lose a ship.
Да, правильно. We cannot continue by boat. Будет сделано. Rugged rocks block the river. We will have to disembark here and continue on. Что? Готов. Что? Готов. Приказ?
Okay. We have made it.
The Tatars set fire to our home village and drove us out. We will help you set up a camp. Just avenge our fallen brothers and sisters here, man.
Охотник. Готов. Охотник. Что?
Здравствуй, дровосек.
Okay. Ooh, this guy's pretty sweet. Okay.
Что? Приказ? Что?
Flat-bottomed rafts. 150 wood. I kind of want to go get that.
Приказ?
I'm curious to know what I'll need.
Готов. Приказ? Правильно. Hakart raid Russian village. You men want warm fire and hot food in your bellies. Come and burn the Tatar camps and their cursed fortress.
Okay, I could definitely use some wood.
Что? Приказ?
Ooh.
Что? Строитель. Дровосек. Что будет сделано? Охотник. Правильно. Дровосек.
Yeah.
Готов. Приказ. Охотник. Готов. Здравствуй. Приказ. Строитель. Дровосек.
Приказ будет сделано. Правильно.
Yeah, I think I can do this.
Готов. Приказ?
We need your help immediately. The Tatars are besieging our settlement.
Why, you think I can do that somehow?
Готов. Будет сделано. Да.
There's no way I'm going to be able to get up there.
Что? Охотник. Да. Готов.
Приказ? Строитель. Охотник. Что? Строитель. Здравствуй, строитель. Охотник. Приказ? Строитель. Охотник. Здравствуй. Да, будет сделаем. Охотник.
Здравствуйте. Что? Будет сделано. Правильно, добытчик.
Приказ? Готов. Приказ? Что? Правильно. Будет сделано. Готов. Правильно. Да, правильно. Приказ? Готов.
Okay.
Что?
Готово.
Let's see what happens here.
These Tatar attacks on Russian homes will not end until we burn their camp to the ground.
Готов. Что? Охотник. Да. Будет сделано. Да. Правильно. Будет сделано. Правильно. Будет. Да. Дровосек.
First thing I need to do is age up so I can start making pike.
Приказ?
As far as I can tell, these guys use almost exclusively cavalry.
Что? Строитель. Да, строитель. Охотник.
Приказ. Строитель. Правильно. Дровосек.
Should have done that way sooner.
The Tatars are attacking our settlement.
There's literally nothing I can do, bud.
Готов.
Actually, you know what? What if I...
Что? Готов. Сделаю.
Oh, yeah, that's not gonna happen. That's a death wish, dude.
Red and wood for our protectors.
I haven't
Здравствуйте.
even started protecting you, bud.
Готов.
Приказ? Здравствуй, будет сделано.
Что?
Готов.
Church card is neat, but I think...
Приказ.
I know Strelets suck.
Что?
Что?
Готов.
Yeah. But Cossacks are...
Что?
Готов.
Что?
Приказ?
Готов.
Готов.
Приказ.
Against cavalry, they're gonna do not quite the same amount of damage.
Что? Готов.
Здравствуйте.
Здравствуйте. Сделаю. Да. Будет сделано. Правильно. Будет сделано. Приказ. Сделаю. Правильно. Охотник. Готов.
Another covered wagon should help.
Что? Охотник. Приказ? Что? Охотник. Готово. Добытчик.
I think I'm gonna order some gold.
Приказ. Будет правильно. Что?
Что? Да, будет сделано. Сделай правильно. Да, охотник.
Здравствуй. Охотник. Охотник.
Приказ? Что?
Help! The Tatars are attacking our settlement.
Приказ? Что?
Готов. Дровосек. Сделаю. Охотник.
Охотник. Охотник. Готово.
Здравствуйте. Охотник.
Здравствуй, охотник.
Готов. Приказ? Да, правильно. Будет сделано.
Готов. Да. Что?
Что? Готов. Приказ?
Red
Готов.
and wood for our protectors.
Строитель. Приказ. Добытчик. Добытчик. Что? Здравствуйте. Будет сделано.
Что? Правильно. Да. Готов. Приказ? Правильно. Готов. Будет сделано. Что? Да. Готов. Да. Приказ? Правильно. Да. Будет сделано. Готов. Да. Правильно. Будет сделано. Да, будет правильно. Что? Готов. Да. Приказ? Правильно. Готов. Будет сделано.
Help! The Tatars are attacking our settlement!
Что? Да. Готов. Будет сделано. Да. Приказ? Правильно. Что? Будет сделано. Да. Приказ? Да.
Приказ сделаю.
Приказ? Строитель. Что? Строитель.
Что?
Приказ? Строитель. Что? Охотник. Здравствуй. Правильно, сделаю. Охотник.
Что? Будет сделано. Да. Будет, да. Будет правильно. Да.
Готов. Строитель. Охотник.
Что? Сделаю. Будет сделано. Сделай. А.
Здравствуйте.
Здравствуйте. Строитель.
Готов. Будет сделаю.
Red and wood for our protectors!
What do I have to do? Okay, destroy the Tartars and protect the Russian village.
Правильно. Будет сделано. Приказ. Вода. Бой. Что? Бой. Что? Да.
Что? Дровосек.
Что? Правильно. Будет сделан. Охотник. Да. Правильно. Охотник.
Что?
Готов. Будет сделано. Да. Сделаю.
Готово.
Здравствуйте. Готов. Строитель. Дровосек.
Приказ сделал строитель. Здравствуйте.
Приказ.
Готово.
Готов.
Здравствуйте.
Что? Строитель. Добытчик. Приказ.
Приказ. Как будет сделано. Сделаю. Да. Будет сделано. Что? Будет сделано. Сделаю. Да. Сделаю. Да. Готов. Приказ. Что? Будет сделано. Готов. Приказ. Что? Бой!
Правильно. Да. Правильно.
Готов. Готов. Да. Что? Приказ. В атаку. Готов. Приказ. Да. Будет сделано.
Red and wood for our protectors.
Что? Сделаю.
Приказ?
Okay, next up. Cavalry combat, fort wagon right there. Put fort right down in the middle. I'm short gold right now.
Приказ.
Что?
Что? Строитель.
Здравствуйте. Дровосек. Готово. Дровосек.
Здравствуйте.
Готов.
Готов. Будет сделано.
Что?
Да.
Приказ. Да. Будет сделано. Сделаю. Будет сделано.
Готов.
Готов.
Что?
Что? Сделаю. Да.
Okay, that was a lot closer than I intended.
Tatar fortress is formidable, but do not be disheartened. Fight well, and tonight you will sing songs in the hall of the Tatar camp. Бой! В атаку! Готов.
It's the siege 22. Yeah, I need cannon for that.
Будет сделано. Да. Будет сделано. Да. Готов. Будет сделано. Да.
I need something a little more.
Приказ. Будет сделано. Сделаю. Что? Приказ? Да. Бой! Готов. Да. В атаку!
Falconets, yeah, that'll do.
Приказ. Что? Приказ. Что? Приказ. Готов. Бой! Что? Да.
Что? Приказ. Строитель. Правильно. Строитель. Приказ. Дровосек.
Готов. Дровосек.
Red and wood
Здравствуйте.
for our protectors.
Готов. Что? Готов. В атаку! Приказ. Будет сделано. Да. Будет сделано.
Готов.
Приказ. Готово.
Приказ. Добытчик. Что? Правильно. Дровосек. Здравствуйте. Здравствуйте. Здравствуйте. Дровосек. Готов. Приказ. Будет дровосек. Что? Сделал дровосек. Здравствуйте. Приказ. Правильно. Дровосек. Что? Да. Дровосек. Приказ. Дровосек. Здравствуйте. Строитель. Дровосек. Готов. Строитель. Приказ. Строитель.
Будет сделано. Да. Приказ будет сделаю. Готов. Что? Бой! Готов будет. Да. Приказ. Бой! Что? Да. Готов сделаю. Да.
Что? Строитель. Добытчик.
Приказ. Что? Приказ будет
Oh,
сделано.
Jesus Christ.
Будет сделано. Сделаю. Что? Да. Будет здесь. Сделай. Бой. Да. Бой.
And infantry hit points.
Готов. Приказ будет сделаю. Будет сделано. Будет сделано. В атаку. Сделано. В бой. Готов. Да. В атаку. Да. В бой. Готов. Да. Будет бой. Приказ. Да. В атаку. Будет сделано. Сделаю. Будет сделано. Что? Приказ.
Что?
Приказ?
Приказ. Что будет сделано? Приказ. Что сделаю?
Red and the wood for our protectors.
You didn't even send me anything, bud.
Готов. Да. Сделаю. Приказ. Сделаю. Будет сделаю. Готов. Да. Приказ. Что будет сделано? Сделай. Да. Готов. В атаку. Что? Приказ. Готов. Бой. Приказ. Да. Будет сделано. Да. Готов. Приказ. Готов. Будет. Да. Бой. Приказ. Будет сделано.
Приказ? Что?
Да, сделаю.
Okay, last siege.
Здравствуйте. Готов. Строитель. Дровосек.
Что? Здравствуйте, дровосек.
Oh,
Что?
okay.
Готов. Приказ. Что? Да, приказ.
Что?
What are these guys? 17 Hussars.
Приказ.
Приказ? Что? Приказ? Сделаю. Будет сделано.
Готов, да.
Что?
Будет да. Сделаю. Да, сделаю. Да, сделаю.
Да.
Что? Да. Что? Готов. Будет сделано. Приказ. Сделаю. Готов. В атаку. Приказ.
Готов.
Бой. Готов. В атаку. Приказ. Да. Что? Да. В атаку. Готов. Да. Будет сделано.
Приказ? Что? Приказ? Да.
Приказ. Да. Сделаю. Готов. Да.
Готов. Сделаю.
Приказ будет сделано.
Сделаю.
Приказ будет сделан. Да.
Что будет сделано?
Сделаю.
Будет да. Бой. Готов. Да. Сделаю. Сделаю.
Да. Приказ делаю.
Будет сделано. В атаку.
Приказ?
Приказ.
Что? Готов.
Что?
Приказ будет сделан. Сделаю.
Приказ делаю.
Приказ. Готов. Готов. Готов. Да.
Что?
Приказ. Да. Будет сделано.
Готов. В атаку. Готов. Приказ.
Готов. Что? Да. Бой.
Приказ. Вода. Да. Готов. В атаку. Приказ.
Приказ будет сделан.
Готов. Делаю. Да. Готов. Будет сделано. Сделаю. Что?
Готов. Сделаю. Что? Будет сделано.
Готов.
Готов. Сделаю.
Готов. Да. В атаку. Готов. Нет. Бой.
Что будет делаю.
Сделаю. Бой.
Приказ?
Приказ.
Okay. That was the level.
Будет в атаку.
We have conquered Siberia for Mazarat.
Voila! That actually wasn't too bad. Another 40 minutes or so. No, this is the same as the second one. I definitely think the first one's the
The
hardest.
Cossack victory was fatal for the Tartars. Kuchum Khan lost not only his fortress to the Russians, but also many of his followers in battle, underestimating the power of modern gunpowder weapons. Most of Kuchum's warriors fell victim to the muskets and cannons of the Cossacks. Kuchum himself escaped, but the Khanate of Sibir, the last noteworthy successor of the Golden Horde, fell apart without him, and Russia annexed most of its territory. Shortly after his triumph, Yermak fell into the hands of marauding Tartars and was killed.
There we go.
Nevertheless, he and his Cossacks were integral to establishing the Russian Tsardom as an aggressive imperial power east of the Urals.
I think that will be all for me tonight. Tomorrow we fight the Raid of the Caribbean, only 4 years later. Yeah, I think the Battle of Algiers was a lot harder. I think it's just because you're surrounded, right? At least with the other ones, you've got kind of a direction to go. Tomorrow we fight the next ones. Best of luck. And I'm beating it. Oh, that's cool. Gives me a little gold medal. Cool. Well, may the odds be on our side tomorrow.